So we can see. Hello?
Yes.
Hello? Okay, yeah, that works.
Okay.
I'll close this. Okay, we can start.
Oh, so the camera, maybe mine is supposed to be this one or different ones?
I don't know, it used to be snap camera like that. Usually doesn't show. But then I don't know why it showed this time. Oh no, the Zoom doesn't matter because the Zoom isn't open.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so relax your shoulders, your arms, your elbows, your wrists, and all the way to your fingers. There's nothing for you to think about or worry about. You are here and now. With each breath, you are going deeper and deeper, feeling so relaxed and so peaceful. When I say purple grass, purple grass, you go to the deepest. Feeling so peaceful and so connected. Any energy that needs to come through will be able to enter this body with no blockage. So now, today, in this safe and sacred place, I like to invite the energy that can guide us or can explain and can explain about, let's say, after open contact in 2026 or during the open contact, certain things like food. What will happen with food? So this energy can come through this body. This appropriate energy, when I count to 3, will come through this body. 1, coming through. 2, almost here. And 3. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, who I'm speaking with.
Kriton.
Very good. Thank you for being here. So I'd like to know, are you in somewhere or you're in my office right now?
I am in the corner.
Ah, I see. And so if that's the case, I was there because I have someone else in my office, and you at that time you were there already.
Correct.
Ah, I wish I could sense you. Yeah, so maybe I can do so. 2026.
In the future,
You mean next year, or has to be more later?
I cannot tell you right now.
Okay, because the energy is changing all the time. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So, um, see, I hear different things, but if you can take us to an important moment of 2026 and tell us, besides the Times Square, let's say in New York City, let's say even closer, somewhere close to this office in Brooklyn.
There will be some domes set up
Okay.
for the hybrid children and Dumbo.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I heard that before. So just one in Dumbo? Yeah, I guess that's enough. And how big is this dome?
12 meters
Which
in
is
diameter.
uh-huh. And yeah, just one floor.
Yes.
hmm And how many hybrid children will stay inside?
Like 7 or 8.
Uh-huh. Yeah. What does the dome, what does it look like inside?
The inside is a world that you cannot imagine.
Hmm. Can you
It
give?
is like a portal.
I see. So
You can
inside,
use that as a transportation device, place.
you mean people can transport, teleport?
Yes. Yes.
Wow,
But it's mainly for the use of hybrid children.
I see. So you said 12 meters, right? Diameter. So that is like 36 feet. It's 36 feet. Okay, it's not too big.
Yes.
hmm And so, yeah, so you can say, so we can say inside is infinite.
Correct. It
Mm,
just doesn't look huge from the outside.
I see. So we can, so this is mainly for hybrid children. So other people cannot enter.
They can, but with permission.
Yeah. Let's say if I will be able to get a permission if I have things to do.
Yes, you can communicate with them.
Uh-huh. You mean in words or telepathically? I'm not sure if we can do that at that time.
People can use whatever they feel comfortable with and
Mm.
whatever they can use.
So will you say that we will develop that telepathic ability at that time?
Some people will.
Mm. So when you say some people, is it because of what?
Their high vibrations, their
Mm.
sensitivity.
Mm-hmm. Mm. So tell us a little bit more about this dome. So the hybrid children, they rest inside, or they do things. I'm sure they do things. What they do?
The inside feels like a cosmos.
Wow. So it's like when you enter, it's like you're in the space.
Yes, it's not the regular architecture.
So who did, who will build this? Or this is very easy for the Greys to put one?
Yes, it is more like setting up a portal at this place.
Okay. So, I'm not sure if you can tell me the location. Is that close to where I'm at right now?
It might be on the water.
I see. You mean on the water, not by the water.
There will be a passageway that leads you to that place.
I mean, from my office?
No, for example, if it's on the water,
Yeah.
there will be a dock.
Uh-huh. I see. So, yeah. So the hybrid children, they do walk or they teleport?
They can do both.
Okay.
And this dome can move around too because it is not a physical thing.
What can move?
The dome.
Uh-huh.
So it can be in many different places.
I see. And so where will you be?
I'm still in my spaceship.
At that time?
Yes,
Uh-huh. But you can see us?
correct.
How do you see
I know
us?
what is going on.
So how does that work? You can be very far away, right?
Yes, it is like looking through a screen.
Uh-huh.
But I can also fly my spaceship above the clouds.
Yeah, do you need to look at us?
Not really. What do you mean?
Yeah, I just want to know if you have anything to do with hybrid children.
Yes, I do have.
Yeah, like what do you do? What kind of things do you need to do?
I don't need to do. We don't have those responsibilities that humans have about family or the relationship between a parent and a child. So in a sense, we don't really do much after they are being created because they are self-sufficient beings by themselves. They are independent.
So what do they do for, let's say, this area or the entire city?
I see that they spread light.
So that lights will make us feel, or will, let's say, raise our vibrations, or adjust our frequencies.
Yes, it is sending out like a signal that reverberates across the whole neighborhood and even the entire city.
Mm. So, what do we feel when we receive the lights?
You might feel a tingling sensation.
Mm.
That's for some people.
Okay.
Some people may see white light.
Mm.
They close their eyes naturally.
Okay. And that will energize us. What happens after that?
People will be more of who they are
Mm.
and do and follow their highest excitement without any fear. Because when you're at a higher vibration level, you don't have those negative thoughts anymore.
Right.
So you will naturally go into this flow.
Mm-hmm. I see. So this light is they send out sometimes, or they is always there?
You can say it's always there.
Mm. So we can really visualize that, or it's like a radiation. We just feel it.
Yes, it is a feeling, a sensation.
I see. And and where this light is from? I mean, from hybrid children, but from what? Their body, or from the dome, or from where?
It is radiated outwards from the dome.
Mm.
And they also carry
That
this
frequency.
vibration because they are naturally at a higher
I see.
level.
I see. So now I'd like to know. I was going to ask. This part. So, right, when you say in 1 or 2 days we will stop using money, and also we will stop working. Yeah, that's the case with every city, every country.
All I can say is people will come to a time of sudden enlightenment, or some people may think it's frustration because they don't know their purpose anymore.
So how do we know that we don't need to use money anymore?
Because the Greys will introduce a whole new system.
So that's the time when we're in Times Square, or we get some telepathic like messages.
Yes. Both Times Square will be an introduction.
Okay. And that is in, let's say, May, something like around May or June.
Around that time.
Yeah.
Of course, it depends on which reality you shift into.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. What's let's say people are in this reality, what's their reaction? Surprised, shocked. Most people wouldn't would not believe at the beginning.
Yes, they're like dumbfounded. Because this is something that is too much to handle for them at first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
But then some people are very willing to accept and is ready for this.
So then most people will stop going to work.
Yes, it will be a period of being lost and anxious.
And confused.
But they will quickly find, yes.
They will find
that the solutions are already there. And there's nothing that they need to do other than doing what they want to do.
Mm-hmm. So I just cannot imagine if everyone is at a home or on the street. No one, very few people are in the office building.
They can be chatting in the office buildings.
They can be chatting?
Yes, like a friend group.
Mm-hmm.
Or hosting an event to talk about all of these, like a gathering.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's not about the work anymore.
But let's say, right, I just want to certain details. Let's say people will need, let's say they don't need to go to work, but then we need food, and we don't have that much food at home. So what happens? People need food or water. They go to, I know there's a central station, and there, that also will be created right away.
Yes.
It's also like a this is the place, not like the dome. People do go to those places. So it's a physical or kind of physical place.
It is a physical space where people can go and get things, but it will be sort of unlimited. It will not run out. So people don't have to worry.
Yeah, so I like to know what kind of food we're getting.
Other than the normal food that you guys have right now, there will be a superfood that is also an option if people want to try it out.
Yeah, well, what is that? What does it look like?
It's in a very small
can.
Yes, but much smaller than a can. Very small container.
Okay.
That is like a cylinder.
So what's inside?
It's a type of liquid that you can consume.
So what's what this food what this liquid contains.
It has the necessary nutrients that a human body needs, and it makes you feel full.
I see. And so we can have one, like it will last the entire day.
Yes, 1 to 2 is sufficient.
I see. So when you have this, you don't even need water. Yeah, food and water together.
Yes, but you can still drink the regular water.
Right. So we have like 6 million people in New York City. So how many those central stations are all together?
28.
Oh, that'll be enough.
Yes.
So let's say in this area, again in Dumbo, will be one here in this area. And how big is this station?
So it kind of works like the dome, where the space inside is something that you cannot imagine.
So
but it is physical, looking from the outside.
So from
and you can go into it.
Okay, so it looks like something not that big, but when you go inside, it's huge.
Yes.
That's why we only need 28.
Correct.
So let's say
and there are multiple access points.
Oh, I see. And so there will be lines, or
No.
yeah.
So that's where the infinite space comes in.
I see. But people are inside. They will get the food from, let's say, the hybrid children, or from someone, from robots, or they just take.
They can pick from a screen.
Oh.
And everybody can have their own screens.
I see. It's hard to imagine, but we can kind of imagine. And yeah, so that this is in at the beginning, but later on will be, maybe not today. I ask everything about this part, but later on we will, this kind of central station will always stay, or it's gonna, how to say, we're gonna have more other facilities. This is just for maybe 2026.
It will be like this for a couple of years.
Oh, I see.
Until you guys want something different.
So let's say, what will happen to the New York City subway?
People don't have to use that anymore. It will become obsolete. It will not function anymore.
So what do we use? I don't. Are we going to? You said not you, but the other entity told me there is going to be many of those air buses.
Yes, you can say that.
Hmm.
This will be a method of transportation.
Mm-hmm. And we need to go to certain stations to take those buses.
It will come right outside your house.
Oh, so it just appear if we after we made a reservation.
That is the ideal situation because they can move very fast,
So when it moves,
instantaneously.
so when it moves, can we see it? We don't see it.
It's moving too fast that the human eye cannot perceive.
Right. So it's almost like those UFOs that we just see it appears and disappears. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm. And we have also those stations for, let's say, almost like a public cars instead of bicycles. We have cars that you can just pick up from the station. You can drive those cars.
It will become more like a toy instead of the primary,
Oh,
like a transportation method.
right. You say so because
Because people don't need to use that anymore. It's like
it's too
it's
slow.
not virtual,
Uh-huh.
but it's like a skin with wheels. You can say it doesn't produce anything.
What do you mean?
It uses energy, but doesn't produce like any kind of carbon footprint.
I'm not sure if I'm getting it. Can you repeat? So those cars, so they're like toys because
Imagine a plastic car toy that children play with.
right.
It's just a skin with, you can say, wheels to help it move around.
Uh-huh.
But to people, it will become more like a toy that if you want to experience the driving,
I see. It's kind of
the driving
it becomes
path.
old-fashioned to people.
Yes, you can say that, and cars are not the same as they are today.
Mm. Mm. So let's say when after open contact, after during this time, there will be some sort of chaotic period of time, and but that will not last long. It's only for like a couple weeks. Is that the case?
Yes, people will slowly get to understand what the situation is and about how they are going to live.
Mm. So the hybrid children, they don't have to do any, they basically they don't need to talk much with us.
What do you mean?
So let's say people have a lot of questions. So we can get those answers telepathically if we want to know how do things work.
They will be told and shown.
Told by
the grace.
But how can we ask them?
It's like the systems are put into place and you don't need to ask.
Yeah, so this part we're not used to because we need some sort of instructions. We just intuitively understand.
It is very simple. A human needs shelter, food, maybe clothing.
Right.
And without work, they can get all of those. So what do? You just do what you want.
Yeah.
Follow your highest excitements, and there is no question. The only question is you ask yourself, what are you going to do right now?
Okay. And we're also not used to not to have the same government, or we don't see police officers.
No. There won't be this kind of society enforcement.
So let's say, before I forget, how about the people are in prison? They will be released?
It will go through a more humane kind of rehab process, a healing process, and learn about who they are.
I see. So who will be doing those, let's say, trainings, rehab, hybrid children?
They can't participate. And there are spiritual persons who are also willing to volunteer.
You mean human?
Willing to contribute, yes. And there are also robots to facilitate the process.
I see. So the robots, they can be created at any time if it's necessary?
Yes.
In a dome or in a spaceship? In a dome.
In Area 51.
Oh. And they will be transported to...
Yes.
I see. So let's say if someone, right, got injured, and so what the hospital will look like at that time? So there will be doctors are working?
Yes, there will be people, professionals, who knows how to use certain type of healing equipment. Unlike the equipment that you have right now, there will be a much faster and easy way to heal.
So they use a different, let's say, machines, devices?
Yes.
So there will be enough people are still working in the hospital, or we have a very different type of hospitals?
Everything will be much simpler, including how the space looks like, the number of equipment, machines.
But who does that? Who make it simpler?
there will be a group of grays who is in charge of the healing components.
Uh-huh. I see.
This new healing modality and technology.
I see. So let's say college students, so they don't study the same way like before.
No, everything will be kind of reset. For a while. Everybody reconsiders what they want to do, and then they just go do it.
How about, students in high schools, in junior schools, and in elementary schools? Same way? They have to figure out what they like to learn?
Yes, or what they want to do according to their likings.
So let's say for a period of time, right, people are, they don't know what they like to learn. So the children, let's say, will be with the parents all the time. And that will increase, a lot of responsibilities for the parents. What the grays or the hybrid children, or this, how this part will be taken care of.
So one thing is everyone's vibration will be sort of adjusted to a higher level.
Right.
For people who experience open contact.
Right. So because of this, people are not acting the same way. They have less worries, less stress.
Yes, they're much more peaceful. It will be a chaotic period, but it won't be anything that you're imagining about.
And again, let's say if someone wants to move to a different location, right, or different state, or different boroughs, so how does that work?
You can move and then see what happens.
Yeah, but let's say how this person can get a new house or apartment.
You can file an application.
So some, let's say, grays or hyper children are in charge of, let's say, the housing.
There will be an agreement between the owners
and the tenants.
Yes, the previous owners.
Yeah, how does this part work? So, because the tenant is no longer paying rent.
Yes, so it will be more of an agreement.
Yeah.
So you can file an application.
Yeah, so can you tell me a little
bit more?
And it
will be to both the owner and the central. And if you guys reach an agreement, you can live in that place.
But what this agreement is about?
It's just about willingness.
But let's say if the landlord, the previous owner, does not want to, agree.
But if there's a
So in a way, they will agree.
Well, the only reason be the owner doesn't like this person where their energies don't match.
right?
But then I can just find another place where he or she feels comfortable in.
Right. But who decides? Who will say yes? I agree with you, right? Your, let's say, your reason to move to a different location. So who decides that? So there will be volunteers. Let's say
What do you
someone,
mean, who decides?
yeah, who we apply to where, or this is just between the landlord, right, the previous owner, and the tenant, the person who lives in the apartment.
Yes, and the central.
The center.
Make sure.
Yeah, can you tell me about the central? Where where is it?
It doesn't have a physical place.
Uh-huh.
It's more like an online system.
Oh,
It's a virtual system
okay.
that is just a third party kind of overlooking the agreement between the landlord and the tenant.
Hmm. So this third party is, let's say, is one of the grays, but they don't come to our society physically. They just, in a way, kind of manage remotely.
The hybrid children takes care of this part.
Oh, I see. Hmm. So, how many hybrid children in New York City? Let's say. I heard a number, but I'm not.
128.
Hmm. So 128.
Yes.
I see. So altogether, let's say globally, a couple thousand or much more.
It is ranging between a couple of thousands and tens of thousands.
So, or we'll have more hybrid children.
There can be more
Mm.
created, yes.
Mm. And they look like each other, like almost identical, that we cannot tell who is who, or we can kind of understand the difference between each other.
Yes, they will look different.
And even the skin, the tone of skin, and the, let's say, the features of face.
Yes.
Hmm. Do they have hair?
Yes, but not the hair like human hair.
Hmm. So let's say the
But they won't be shown like bald.
so they're male, female. So you're saying male, they have no hair, almost no hair.
They have hair, but it's not the human hair.
Yeah. What does it look like?
So the hairstyles look like human. Like from the looks, it looks like human hair.
But if we look
But you can
close,
see like a wig.
oh, I see. Okay,
Like they're not. It's not the same substance as human,
I see.
but they can look like humans.
Mm, okay. And so I think, yeah, maybe this is enough for today. All the questions I like to ask, but I will ask you again in the future. You know, we do every Tuesday this time, and I think you know, and I might talk to you next Tuesday about different things and or in between. And thank you very much. And every time is a pleasure speaking with you. And I will talk to you soon again.
Thank you.
Thanks again. And now I like to have Tina's awareness to come back when I count to 3. 1, you're coming back very nicely. 2, you're almost here. Come back to this location, this time, this reality. And 3, welcome back, feeling wonderful all over again. Take your time. Welcome back. And we have a few minutes left, and you can, if you want to talk about other things, feel free to do so.
Yeah. So we definitely have a lot of workshops coming up. We have one tomorrow about the divine spiritual guidance workshop. It's like a live Q&A, and you can also ask any of your questions or about your life challenges. You can find those links on our website. You can buy directly from our website.
And it's online and in person both?
Yes. Both online and in person. And this Saturday is also a live spiritual talk, live stream on YouTube. And next Monday, April 7th, we have a group hypnosis session. And you can also join online or in person. You can find that workshop and on our website. And we have also new books that is coming out.
And we have a new one is related to Open Contact, Book 2.
Yes, Planetary Evolution, Book 2. And the link to the Amazon page, the Next Level You series, is also in the description box below our Hypno-Channeling videos. You can find a lot of information in the description box. And we also have a new hypnosis course. It's called the Next Level Quantum Healing Hypnosis, and it's hosted by Naomi and me, and it will be around 70% to 80% role playing. So you actually get a chance to have hands-on practice of doing hypnosis with Naomi. It could be a role play or hypnotizing me and ask me questions. So we're really learning about the art of asking questions. How do you ask the right questions during a session? And Naomi, if you want to talk more about that.
So just like what Tina said, we like to really do a lot of role plays, either role play right between me and the students, or I can demonstrate the hypnosis sessions right with Tina, or right with students. They also need to feel what it feels like to be hypnotized, right? So this is the most important way to learn, right, this healing modality, instead of just right, get some concepts from the textbook. So we are very excited to started the first course in May. Is that May 17th?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It will be like 10 hours over 2.5 weekends. And we have early bird discounts if you sign up before April 15th. Like 2 weeks from today. And yes, everything is still on our websites that you can find in the buy workshops / audiobooks page. And yes, I think that is it.
Okay, and thank you for joining us, and see you next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye.